Hi folks. Welcome back to MetaBox Tutorials. In this video, let's figure out how to create a chart to visualize data. Sometimes, you may want to present information in a vivid and easy to understand manner for your audience like this. Whether you want to display statistics, growth trends, or comparisons among many items, charts can make your content stand out and attract the attention of your visitors. Then, it's quite easy if you enter data to custom fields and use MB views from MetaBox to bring it to a chart. Let me start by outlining the general concept to provide you with an overview. I'll use a custom field to regulate the type of chart, such as line, bar, or pie. All the data including titles, statistics, and colors will be stored in custom fields as well. Using custom fields helps your content be dynamic. So, your chart will not be affected anytime you want to update the data. I will apply these fields to posts, so that you can add charts to every post or just some of them. Thanks to this field, each post will have a chart with its own style. Also, we use the MB views, with a bit of JavaScript, to display the chart on post. Now, let's go over some tools we need to have the charts. First, the MetaBox Core plugin, to have a framework to create custom fields and set up a template for displaying chart information. You can download it directly from WordPress.org. Besides, you need some advanced features from MetaBox extensions. You can install them separately, or use MetaBox all-in-one to get them all. They are MB Settings page, to create a settings page including chart data in the case that you want to put the chart on a specific post or page. MB Views, to create a view for displaying the chart. MetaBox Builder, to have a UI on the back end, to create custom fields to save the related information of the chart visually. MetaBox Conditional Logic, to set the rule for displaying fields for each type of chart. MetaBox Group, to group the value of the x-axis and y-axis in an item. If you want to display the chart on posts of a custom post type, you should use MB Custom Post Type as well, to create a new custom post type. Let's dive into detail step by step now. For demonstration purposes, I will add the chart to blog posts. So, I create custom fields without further steps. In the case that you want to show the chart on posts in a custom post type, you need to create the custom post type first, and then create custom fields for it. These are some fields that I created as an example. Since there are several types of charts, you should have a field where you can select a style for the chart in each post. I have a field for the chart title. It basically is text. For the chart data, every chart has the same structure of data as x-axis and y-axis. But they have the difference in color options. So, I made some conditional logic to specify which fields will be displayed to input data based on the chosen type of the chart. For the line chart, there is only one line to illustrate the growth trend. So, besides the keys and values of the object, we need to have a field to pick the color for that line. This field displays only when the type we chose is line. This rule will be set by MetaBox Conditional Logic. For the data, they will be set in a couple of fields, as x-axis and y-axis, and also need to group them in pairs. So I use a clonable group. The field for the x and y axes is in a line, since I set the column size for them. This feature, which allows us to set the field's display in columns, provided by the MetaBox Columns extension. This is just optional, so I didn't mention it from the beginning. By the way, when the chart is set as another type, there will be another field displayed, besides the fields for the X and Y axis. It's to set the color of each item. Now, let's dive into how to create them specifically. Go to Meta Box, Custom Fields, and create a new field group. First, for the type of chart, add a select field and input the types with their label and value. These values will be used to set the rule for the fields of the color. This is for the title of the chart. Next, I use a color picker field for the color of the line, if the chart is set as the line type. Also, move to the Advanced tab to set the condition for it. You'll see the Conditional Logic section. It's available when you have the Meta Box Conditional Logic extension activated. Since this field displays only when users set the select field above as the line option, we should set the key of the rule as the ID of the select field. Then, the value should be the value of the line. Next, create a group for data. Inside this group, add two subfields for the key and value, which also means the X and Y axes. For the key on the X-axis, the data can be years, time periods, a name, or so on. So, you should use a text field. To have the key and value as columns, we should change the size of their columns here. Assume that the whole line width will be set as 12 grids. So choose a number from 1 to 12 to indicate the size of the field. Data on the Y-axis is simpler. It's always numerical. Add another subfield as color picker for the color of each item. This field displays only when the chart is in the type as pie or bar. So move to the Advanced tab and add a condition as well. The key also is the select field since the rule is based on it. I'll use this operation. It means that is not or not equal. Then, enter the value of the line type. So, this condition is that this field will display whenever the first option is not chosen. Go back to the settings of the group. There will be several items, also pairs of statistics on the chart. So, set this group as clonable. After having all the fields with reasonable settings, move to the Settings tab. As I said about purpose, I want to display the charts in posts. So, set the location as post to apply those fields to it. In other cases, you can set it in any post type or page as well. Now, in any post editor, you will see the custom fields displayed. Let's try to input some data. When you set the chart type as line, this color field will display. Also, the color for each item disappears. In another post, try another type of chart. You will see that the color field for the line disappears. The color for each item is displayed instead. So, the conditions work well. Now, move on to visualize this data in a chart. Head over to Meta Box, Views, and create a new template for displaying the charts. With MB Views, you can add code to the Template tab, or insert fields into it by clicking this button and choosing any fields on the right sidebar to get data from them. First, we should get data from one-by-one fields. This is a clonable group, so it will automatically generate a loop when you click this group to look for the subfield. Just insert the subfield inside the group to get all the clone data. The template is now in the simplest version, which is just to get data. We will set the format of the chart later. Move to the settings of this template. Since the chart can be anywhere inside the article, so I keep this template as shortcode. Then the writer can put it everywhere in the post. After publishing this template, you can see the shortcode here. Just copy it. Now, go to any post and paste the shortcode to any place. Then, on the front end, you can see all the data of the chart displayed, but just in text. Let's move on to convert them all to the chart format. This is the principal step of this tutorial, so keep high attention. Back to the template that we created for the chart, to add some code. We will use JavaScript to have a beautiful format of the chart, so we will modify the code a little bit. First, add this line to declare the JavaScript library. Next, we should create some variables and transfer the values get from custom fields to those variables. These special variables are set as empty arrays, since it will include the values from the fields in a clonable group, which is obtained by this loop. Also, we should modify inside the loop to transfer all the values to the arrays. To have a chart on the web page, I use the canvas. It's an HTML tag to draw images, graphs, animations, and other graphics directly. This is the IDI set for the element that will be the chart. It will be used in the next part of JavaScript. This part is to convert the values from above variables to JSON to use in JavaScript. Then assign them to the corresponding attributes. This is to set the size of the area for displaying the chart later. Next, go to the JavaScript tab and add code This is to get data from the element that has this ID. This part is to get data from these attributes of the canvas element. Next, use these lines of code to configure the data based on chart types. I set a condition to get data. If the chart type is set as line, this variable will get data from the line color and the y-axis data. The legend will be off. Otherwise, if the chart type is pie or bar, the color of each item will be obtained along with the y-axis data. Also, the legend is turned on only when the chart type is pie. Now, we'll initialize the chart. It's based on this element. There are some attributes to set the chart, just assign the corresponding variables to them. The labels will be the x-axis values, also from the key fields. The dataset will be from the variable that we set in the above condition. This is to display the legend. Since we turn on or off the legend based on the type of chart, this can display the legend only when the condition is met. That's all for code. Now, go to a post to see how they work. The chart displayed beautifully, based on the statistics and colors I input in custom fields. In another post, the bar chart and pie chart are also shown beautifully. This is the legend of the chart we set in JavaScript. So, we've done creating charts for posts. Not only custom fields in posts, you also can save data for a chart in a settings page, then display the chart anywhere on your website. There is not much difference with fields in posts. I will create a new settings page and show you how. Now I change the location of the created fields to the settings page. Input some data to the field in the settings page as well, to have some real statistics on the chart in result later. Now, go to the Create template for the chart we created previously. The code to display the chart will be exactly the same as previously. The difference is only in where we get the data. Instead of getting data from fields in posts, we will get data from fields in the settings page. When inserting a field from a settings page to get data from it, you will see the prefix like this. This is the ID of the settings page. But the prefix of fields from posts is this. So, just change all the prefixes to be the same with the settings page. About the location of the template, you can keep it as a shortcode, then insert the shortcode anywhere on your website, or can regulate an exact place directly from this section. Then, on the front end, the chart will display well. If you want to change the type or any data of the chart, go back to the settings page and change the content in the custom fields. The chart will turn into a new one as well. That's the end of today's tutorial. Try it and let us know your thoughts. If you want to find out how to play around more with Metabox, please watch other tutorials on this channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to us for more tutorials. Bye.